is, should abortion come with a warning label? Should abortion come with a warning label? We put a warning label on a lot of products, and we mandate that because of the health risks associated with them. And we are going to argue to you today that there are such significant health risks to abortion that women are unaware of, and they need to be, they deserve to have informed consent in knowing about that. Americans United for Life is the legal architect of the pro-life movement. And so our expertise is in looking at the constitutional strategy of how we defend life and law. And part of that defense involves knowing how we can best target the legal underpinnings of Roe.
We need to learn the power of incremental movement and a forward motion. And we are doing that. And it's really happening on the states. As many of you know, Louisiana, it ranks usually number 1 or number 2 in the nation on reforms that are ongoing. Things like a cooling off period before a young lady makes that final decision.
You know, one of the things that gets people the most right now is cronyism and the federal government showing favoritism and making grants without accountability. And look, Planned Parenthood is a great example of that. $542 million last year. And we find out that they're big abortion business. They are in business to make a big profit, to the point that now they have a requirement that all of their affiliates perform abortions. That's big abortion business for you.
She specifically and deliberately made a strategy of going after and co-opting the medical establishment. Why is it that abortion needs a warning label but it does not have one? Why is it that the American women do not understand the health risks of abortion? It's because Margaret Sanger went after and co-opted the medical establishment.
And I said, well, what about if we have 1.2 million abortions a year? That's 120,000 women affected every year by mental health issues, by abortion. That's enough to fill your DC stadium twice every year. It's about 55,000, 60,000 people, right? Twice a year. Well, I said, well, wait a minute, what if there's 50 million abortions been done over the last 40 years? That's enough. That's 5 million women affected. That's enough to fill a city of Chicago times 2 over. That's 5 million people. Well, wait a minute, that can't be true. Well, it is true. The data says it's true. So to say there's no effects, I'll bet you if I talk to somebody in this room, you don't have to raise your hand, you know somebody, or somebody you have, or you yourself have been affected by abortion, and someone you know has had a horrific psychological or mental health problems from abortion. I know it's true. I know it's true, because I see it every day in my clinic. And it's higher than 10%, believe me you. Increased risk of death. Increased risk of mental health problems, including suicide, homicides, sleep deprivation, anxiety, and depression. And 3, an increased risk of a preterm or a very preterm 28-week baby. So everyone needs to be aware of this. All women need to have this given, and it should be in the informed consent, because if it's not, they're not giving women truth, and they're not treating women with the respect that they deserve.
There's really, really compelling information that Byron has walked us through about how much more dangerous abortion is than pregnancy to women is actually enshrined in Roe v. Wade, this lie that he referred to, that somehow abortion is safer for women than pregnancy. It is actually in Roe v. Wade. It is actually there in the legal record. What is one of the best ways for us to get this information out to the American public? It is through legislative findings. Congress has one of the biggest microphones out there, and so we need to be actively working to get these findings into the legislative record. That's the whole purpose of our mission here today, is to help you catch that vision and to beg for your help in getting this information out to the American public.